Good morning. Good morning. The website will always be listed in the description or right above my head if you're on TikTok. But what I want to talk about was, do you have the capacity for knowledge in relation to politics? The video I did talking about historical moments, I brought up my push for direct democracy. And I had a really good response, and a normal response that I do get every now and again. It was from an individual, Mighty Scoop. She says, I have to disagree that we need a direct democracy, like it or not. Humans are intellectually lazy. We need somebody to deal with the details for us in our best interests. Figuring that out is tough. Because we don't have the laws in place for integrity. That's why it's tough. I have hit this. Root cause problems is we don't have laws that hold elected officials accountable to keeping your word, which we should change, which we will change when I become governor. But let's talk about intellect, because she said, as a collective, we're intellectually lazy. Intellect, the power of knowing as distinguished from the power to feel and to will, the capacity for knowledge. The intellect means it's something that you know. In politics, is there a desire that has been created for you to know? No, it has not been. Direct democracy is going to create the desire. There's never been a desire to have an individual come in and be a part of decision making at the state or federal levels. We've only had a representative push. This is why the mentality leads us to believe that only by representation can we do this, forgetting again that we have no laws to hold those whom represent us accountable to the people. Even though we see protest after protest after protest, and we hear the term, you work for us, we pay your bills, yet there is nothing structurally put in place for you to hold that person accountable. This is why we need direct democracy. Now, I've floated the idea before. Is it a period of direct democracy that's necessary? Yes, it is. I have a plan on my website. If you go to that website, you'll see it says the plan. It etches out how we implement this. Citizens, in order for us to change the way we view ourselves from the lens of other people's experiences, we have to become involved. This individual, Mighty Scoop, is correct because that's her experience with life. She's seen us not be intellectually proactive as it relates to politics. As it relates to wanting to be a part of politics. And we haven't had representation to come in and bring the intellectual desire, the knowing desire to want to make citizens be a part of what's going on. I'm telling you, when I go out here and I'm trying to find places to host a candidate meet and greet town hall, you got to pay for all this. Do you understand that there is a dollar figure that puts a barrier in front of the desire? Hey, you have to figure out how to get people to want to do better for themselves. How wild is that? That's crazy. You have to come up with all of these new ways and walking up and, as I go out, and I can't wait to show you guys my chart. My chart that will show you how many people don't have time. How many people will tell you that they do not have time for anything that is actively affecting them? They don't have time. They don't even want to give you a moment of their time. I'm logoed out, ladies and gentlemen. They don't want to. Hey, it is wild. And that's why I understand. And that's why I believe that direct democracy will create. It will create. That's why I'm so excited to run for governor, because I want to create it from the top down. You want to talk about trickle-down politics? This is where it's at. You couldn't do trickle-down economics because the people never had the ability at a mass level. That's why it never worked. But I'm going to ensure that at minimum you get those 5 W's: who, what, when, where, why. But I'm going to add something more important: how we're going to accomplish it. That's why it's important for you to take some time to get the intellectual proactiveness to go to the website, look at the plan, see if you understand the plan. If you don't understand it, use the message scale at the bottom. Hey, I don't understand this part. I will come back and clean up whatever it is you don't understand. Make the changes. Start to build with your candidate. Build with your candidate because it's important. It's important. I believe we have the capacity. We just have to create sometimes the desire. I'm going to create the desire. Let me implement the desire, and then we can slowly, because this isn't fast. Evolution doesn't happen like that. It takes time. Political evolution takes time. You can turn it off. You can do all these things, but it still takes time. Giving you a pathway to direct democracy doesn't mean everybody's going to use it immediately. I can put every piece of legislation available to you at your fingertips. Doesn't mean everybody's going to chime in. It's going to take time. It's going to take consistency. I'm gearing and geared up for consistency. I'm ready for it. I'm headed out here right now looking for places to host candidate town halls in the Orlando area, trying to get it as cheap and inexpensive as possible, but as many places as I can. As many places. And when I travel out, I'm contacting places. Hey, is it available? Is it available? Can I get phone calls out? Can I get text messages out? Letting people know, here is a candidate meet and greet. It's just for me. I'm not linking up with other candidates. I need you to meet and greet me so you can understand that the platform, that's the plan that's on my website, can benefit you and will create the desire for intellectual proactivity as it relates to politics. This is where the vision leads me. And I'm asking you, and I appreciate Mighty School. I appreciate the honesty of understanding that your experiences become the sum total of how you view your surroundings. Because if I don't understand your experiences, how can I properly represent you? I need to understand. That's why I have so many ways to communicate. Reach out. Let me know. And I'm going to keep putting this information out because I still believe in direct democracy because of my experiences. I don't discount anyone else's. That's not what I want to do. There will be times when I disagree. Absolutely. The difference of opinions are always good because you know what it teaches you? It teaches you to have to know by intellect. You know what I feel? I feel like people have the capacity and the propensity to want to do better for themselves, especially if they're given a viable pathway to success. And I feel good about that. That brings me to the logical perspective that if I create a pathway to success, that people will take it. That's why I'm still going to push direct democracy. But I do appreciate every single person that gives me their opinion so that I can take it in and add it to my life's experiences and see if indeed my success or the pathway that I'm drawing towards success continues down that same road to direct democracy for citizens. I am a candidate for governor of Florida in 2026. The election's on November 3rd. I have a ballot for the petition that is on my website that you can take to your supervisor of elections office to support. Decide where you want to be in my historical moment that I'm living. Decide which side you want to be on. Do you want to be on a side that speaks for yourself, or do you want to be on a side that is represented by someone that we still don't have rules in place to hold them ethically accountable? Even if you want to give me a moment, give me 4 years in the state of Florida to put in rules that hold representatives accountable to citizens, that put an ethical guideline in place for when you sign up and say that you are declaring that you want to run for an elected position, that you are judiciously held accountable to your truths or your falses that come out of your mouth. Give me at minimum that. Because if we don't get some baseline things put in place, the cycle will continue, and we have got to stop it. We've got to stop it. And we can only do that if we have a hand in it. If you have a hand in it. I don't want to give my trust away if someone is not telling me that they're going to put themselves in a position to be accountable. And right now, our elected officials, that's not there. Allowing them to push out their entire tenure is not the same. When you get in trouble with the law, you get in trouble in the moment. When you get in trouble with your boss, you get in trouble in the moment. Only in politics, when you do something wrong, you're not accountable to the people who hired you. We're going to fix that. I need to fix that. I need to put in baseline. I need to put in baseline protocols that ensure that citizens, that you as an elected official are held accountable to your citizens by way of direct democracy. That's how we're going to get there. You guys have a great day. See you out there.